What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. Happy Friday. It is Friday, August 19th. It is the end of the work week for most people, except for those who have to work on the weekends also, like myself. I do hope you all had a wonderful week, though, wherever you are at in the world. In this reaction, we'll be reacting to the 8th episode of the second season of Rent a Girlfriend. The title of today's episode is Youth and Girlfriend. Just a couple thoughts I want to say. So last week was definitely one of the stronger episodes of this season, and for me personally, it was the strongest episode of this season because Ruka laid in on that ass. So, I know that there have been some, including one person in particular in my personal, in real life circle, who gets on me for liking and supporting Ruka and for her being my number one girl. But multiple times this season so far, she has been really, in some cases, my soul saving grace of the entire season. And last episode truly showed why she is my saving grace and why she will remain my best girl in what is overall an absolutely crapfest of a show. I think we all took a lot of joy in watching Ruka eat that ass up. We really took a joy. It was absolutely my greatest privilege and honor, as I'm sure it was all of yours, to bear witness to Ruka educating Mommy about her place. Remembering where she belongs, which is in the trash can on the damn street. But Ruka said things that we have all been wanting Kazuya to say to Mommy for the longest possible time. And I think getting to hear the things that we wanted to hear Kazuya say, and it should have been him saying to her, staying in her place, needing to stay out his life, minding her business, understanding that she is the past now and she can go be miserable on her own lonesome. It was great getting to hear these things put out on the screen for all of us to listen and bear witness to. And that was just a joy. It was absolutely the joy of the episode, and it was truly the joy of the entire season. Now, putting that aside, as you guys know, Kazuya did have the big hangover, where he did also was another decent performance by Kazuya and a decent episode last. So we've now had 2 back-to-back episodes that have not completely been an absolute train wreck. They've actually been decent. However, the season itself is going about as we could expect, which is an absolute crap fest. And now that we've had these really good moments, I'm more or less confident we're going to return to mediocrity for the remainder of the season. But things can surprise you. I never imagined that I would actually be commending Kazuya for something this season, and I found myself commending him for looking out for Chizuru during the outing with the girls and the guys. And then last episode, Ruka's presentation was absolutely superb, and it brought my heart a whole lot of joy. And of course, we did get to see afterwards that unfortunately Mommy and Chizuru met up with each other on the train. They had the little talk, and then of course Mommy was just like, "So you're not with him anymore, right?" And so on and so forth, and it kind of went from there. But Mommy took all levels of L's last episode. It was an absolute privilege and joy getting to watch her take those L's on screen. I love Ruka to death. She is my best girl out of everything in this show, and I continue to be a great supporter of her. So my general opinion of the show up to this point is it is getting marginally better, but it got so low, especially with how his performance was in episode 5, and especially how he was with Ruka when she was there at his place, that now at least the show's back to a 6 out of 10 territory instead of being at the 5 out of 10 that it was after his absolutely bombastic performance. So, and again, it's such a low score, yet it's a show that I truly look forward to watching and reacting to every week because it is trash, and this is what we've come to accept. But it's such great trash in certain areas that all of us just find ourselves coming back, despite the fact this will end up probably being one of my lower rated shows this season. So I do hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I had to keep it a little silent last week because I was obviously in a hotel room. I'm not in a hotel room. I'm back home now, and we'll be back home for the remainder of this season's run. So I will be yelling and throwing stuff. Well, I haven't really thrown anything, but I'll be back to my yelling and losing my mind like I was before. So, hope you guys enjoy the ride and will enjoy whatever's to come of the rest of the season. With me being back home, though, that does mean we will also return to our Friday I can't even talk anymore. Our Friday anime rating check. And as always, a big thank you to those in Anime Corner and Anime Trending, which will be the two I will put up on screen that we will talk about. As a reminder for those who are joining this channel for the first time, I had a lot of people join while I was away the last couple of weeks. I'm using this show for my anime rating checkup to see how shows did. If you do not want to watch through this and listen to my comments about how shows are doing right now, please click the appropriate item in the description. There will be a chapter that says start of reaction to actually start the reaction, or if you just want to skip to my post-episode thoughts, please click the button that says final thoughts. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and throw the Anime Corner ratings up. And again, big thank you to everyone who voted in Anime Corner. And I have a lot to say about these ratings this week, so bear with me to the end on this one. I had a bit to say here. I'm a little frustrated. But in number one, Call of the Night. So I have to say I watched the episode that just released yesterday, and I'm assuming that that episode was factored into the rating for today, because these ratings did come out today. And Call of the Night was absolutely a top 10 show, and I would say it was a top 5 show this week. It was an outstanding episode this week. The episode was, quite frankly, amazing. And it was the episode that I've been waiting for, because now this is going to really break this show open. We are really about to find out if Call of the Night is worth its weight, or if it's just been blowing a whole bunch of fake smoke and now it's just going to fizzle out into existence. Because I've been glowing about the show. I've been absolutely ecstatic about it. But I've always been iffy when it's come to any shows with vampire elements. Some are decent. Nothing has ever been to me what like Blood Plus was to me. But I'm always down for a decent or a good vampire-based anime or vampire-based story. However, many end up letting me down. This one has fit all the right places, and I am very happy. And again, it's so oozing with personality and just the night environment that this show is based off of is such an enjoyable environment. It's such a feel good. This is a show I truly do have to just sit and watch at 10, 11 o'clock at night and just enjoy the ride, because it is just like with Ko and Nazan and them. It's just such a ride. It's such an enjoyment, and it's so fun to see on screen. This episode, however, really is going to be the defining moment, because now, from this point forward, now that we've actually had action and damn near watching people's arms get chopped off because my girl was pissed, we're now going to see what this story is really about. We're about to get her backstory now, and I can't wait to see it. And it definitely is a top 5 show. It wasn't my personal top 1 show, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment, but it was a great episode, and it absolutely deserves to be in the top 5. And for y'all, it was the top show of this past week. Number 2, Vermil in Gold is in number 2. I do not agree with that. But I agree that it's been a good journey. And I've also enjoyed watching Vermil in Gold. I just don't think it should be in the top 3 or the top 5 for that matter. But you guys said that it should be there, and it's in the number 2 spot, so congratulations to those who voted for that. In number 3, Licorice Recoil has been a show that I have continued to enjoy more than I ever expected I was going to this season. I have been absolutely heads over heels for our everyone's favorite Yuri couple of the year. Yes, you could say that right now. But no, they have been absolutely amazing to watch on screen. And we're getting to some pretty heavy story points in Licorice Recoil now, as we learn more about Chisaro, her heart, the fact that she was given a second life and what her true mission and purpose is. And it also feels like we are now getting close to finding out why she does not like to hurt people. So Licorice Recoil is definitely continuing to do great, and I continue to enjoy watching it week by week. In number 4, has still not watched it, but Uncle from Another World has stayed in the same place. It was number 4 last week, and it is number 4 this week. So it has not moved, and you all say that it's been a great show. I don't know too much about it, but I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it so far. Summertime Rendering, I finally made it 1 additional episode in, so I've now watched 2 episodes of the show instead of 1. And out of those 2 episodes, it's been great, but I am nowhere close to being caught up with it. But it is nice to see another spring show that has continued to keep itself in the top 10 falling out here and there, but showing that it still can contend with the summer shows. And Summertime Rendering is in the dead middle in the number 5 spot. I know my good friend will love to continue seeing that Overlord remains in the top 10, but Overlord Season 4 fell 1 spot, but is in the number 6 spot, still in the top 10, with 4.71% of the votes. Now this number 7 one, I gotta tell you guys, A Harem in a Fantasy World Labyrinth has been one hell of a show to watch. It has been one for the culture, and it has been an absolute blast to see on screen. I have enjoyed watching this show. It is way better than World's End Harem. It's been really good. We're getting it's really nice seeing the strategy that's being put together with him and Roxanne as they are navigating things, and as he gets ready to obviously get more people in his party, maybe or maybe not slaves, I don't know. But it's been a very enjoyable show to watch. Here's the situation. These type of shows can't get weighed the same as shows like Call of the Night, Licorice, Summertime Rendering, and my number 1 show of this past week. And I genuinely think that, especially for us guys, we're letting our dicks talk a little bit too much. And A Harem is only in the top 10 because we're letting down their talk a lot. But it shouldn't be in the top 10, guys. It shouldn't be. But it is, and I think that the summertime when it comes to ratings is always the summertime of letting our pants talk and not letting logic take over, and that tends to reflect a lot in these type of popularity ratings. But like I said, I am enjoying it. It's an 8 out of 10, but it's not the same 8 out of 10 that I would weight other shows I might give an 8 out of 10 to, just on principle of what the nature of the show is. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, though, and it has been enjoyable to watch. It's just that, it kind of insults certain shows that should be in the top 10 when something like this is in the top 10. So, yeah. However, in number 8, this is a show I do agree being in the top 10. My Stepmom's Daughter Is My Ex continues to be a show I greatly enjoy watching. Yume and Mizuto are absolutely amazing to watch on screen. They actually have a really wholesome relationship, as they are really navigating tough waters. And I made a very controversial statement in my reaction video to that this may be one of the few times, even though there's this sibling element to this show, that they're going to have to talk to the parents sooner than later, because I don't know how they're going to hold out much longer not being able to rekindle the love that they lost in middle school, given their newfound family circumstances. So this show has been very enjoyable to watch. I enjoy it every single week. I enjoy our new girl. And of course, she was immediately going to lose because she has short hair, so there was no victory for her that was ever going to be assured. All short hair girls lose. That's just the way it goes. Goodness, being a Yui fan sucks. But yeah, it's in number 8. Number 9, Rent a Girlfriend Season 2. Y'all guys are actually serious right now putting this show back in the top 10. I said it was a great episode last week. We've had good episodes the last 2 weeks. This is really a top 10 show, guys. Y'all are telling me with all the other shows right now that are out that are better quality, that Rent a Girlfriend Season 2 should be in the top 10. We gotta do better, guys. We gotta do better than that. And I love Ruka. And I love certain elements of this trashy show. Top 10, though? Get out my face, guys. Come on, guys. We got to do better than that. But 4% of y'all believe that it should be in the top 10. And for some reason, I'm looking at this screen and I see Rent a Girlfriend Season 2 in the top 10 again. It is what it is. And then last but not least, in number 10 is Classroom of the Elite Season 2. And I'm going to tell you that the reason Classroom of the Elite almost got edged out of the list completely has nothing to do with the story and everything to do with the fact that there have been animation woes multiple times in this season. Even I've seen the challenges. I am grading the show more based on the story than I am the animation woes, though. And so because of that, I would put it a little higher, because I actually really did enjoy this week's episode. But I do understand that there are some that are not very happy because of the animation woes, and it's just kind of one of those things that comes with the territory. So, but we'll see if those things improve. Now, with all that said, and all that out the way, first off, I'm going to, actually, no, I'm going to wait, because I want to talk about this for a moment, and then I'll put up the anime trending comparison. Guys, I was talking about with, like, Labyrinth, and the fact that we're letting the thing in our pants do the talking when we make these ratings, which is typical for anime, but at the end of the day, quality story, quality animation, and great music should be big factors into certain shows making it into top 10 lists. There are several shows that should be in the top 10 this week that are not. I'm very ashamed. First and foremost, you guys have heard me preach this since the beginning of the season. Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun, was my number one show of this week. The episode was cruel, it was unforgiving, it was disgusting, it was heartbreaking, and it was the best show I watched this week. I accept that the show is not going to ever be a top 10 because unlike season 1, you guys now know what this show is about, and for many of you, it just isn't your cup of tea. For many it is, but for many, at least in the Anime Corner rating, it is not. But to say that Rent a Girlfriend, Harem, Uncle, Vermeil, that these shows should be in the top 10 and Made in Abyss should not be, is an absolute shame and a disgrace. It is an absolute disgrace, a complete disgrace. And I am ashamed, and that's why I'm glad that I only am talking about me being ashamed. And take note, I'm saying this, but I'm not really that serious about it because these are just popularity ratings, so I never have high expectation anyway. But I still want to call it out because it does just irk my nerves just a little bit that I see these mediocre shows that because they have certain elements of fan service and trashiness in it, that for some reason it should catapult them into top 10 categories, and it really shouldn't, and we have to do better. But even if I give you the free pass on that, there is another show that is completely not controversial that also didn't make the top 10. Danmachi Season 4, for the Danmachi series and its 4 seasons, is having its strongest season ever. You heard me right here on this channel. Danmachi, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon Season 4 is having textbook success. I think this has been the strongest season to date. Things are going incredibly well. I love the dungeon and world building that's been happening this season. I love the story elements that's happening this season. And this is the greatness that I expect from a show like Danmachi. Again, not a top 3 show for me this week, but absolutely a top 10. And it gets edged out in number 11. With Rent a Girlfriend for some reason getting above it. Gotta do better, guys. Devil is a Part-Timer has definitely been a top 10 for me too, but I know some of you are a little upset about some animation concerns, and guys, I gotta tell you, compared to at least the things we're going through in Classroom of the Elite right now, their animation woes pale in comparison to what's been happening with some things in Classroom of the Elite. Another show I feel should be in the top 10 is not there. And then there is a show here. Now, I know Shadow House has been bouncing in and out. It's back down in 19, but I know Shadow House has been bouncing back. I don't know if that was an anime training, but I swore I've seen it once or twice in Anime Corner. One other show I wanted to point out, though, and this is a show that it's been here and there, but now it's been consistently being at the bottom again. The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting has actually been a really fun and wholesome show to watch, and it actually has a really enjoyable story going for it. I've had a lot of fun with it. A lot of people in the Discord that I'm in have had a lot of fun with it, and we are also sad that that show is getting the short end of the stick, as has been the case for several shows, including my number one show this entire season. So my biggest thing, guys, and I just have to call it out, is I love my fan service as much as the next person. I know why y'all put Vermeil and Gold in the number 2 spot. I'm sure I know why Uncle is there. I absolutely know why Harem in a Fantasy World Labyrinth is in the top 10 here. But these were just simply not the same shows and are not cut from the same cloth as things like Call the Night has been, Summertime has been, Stepmom has been, and then of course the shows that are not even in the top 10 like Danmachi, Devil, and of course Made in Abyss. So it's just, I'm a little let down, a little disappointed with the ratings this week, and I'll confess that. But I know these are popularity ratings based on what everyone's favorite female characters are, and that's why you end up where you end up at. One last segment I wanted to talk about here, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Also, my screen has been doing something crazy, so if y'all see a cutoff in the video here, I'm going to have to figure it out. I think something's coming loose with my arms for my screen, because the screen keeps going out as I'm hitting the desk, so I gotta work on that. But last but not least, I do want to put the anime trending up for comparison purposes. Right now, they are still on week 5, which was released on August 14th. Again, they released their ratings on Sunday, so on Sunday we'll see the update. In number 1 was Licorice Recoil, which has continued for the 4th consecutive week in number 1. Classroom of the Elite has actually been a top 3 show there. Call of the Night has put itself back up into top 3 in the number 3 spot. My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex is number 4. Shadow's House is probably what I've been seeing in anime trending. Probably not Anime Corner, because Shadow's House has definitely been rating very highly here. In number 5, my number 1 show is in number 6 here, and I will accept it. Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun is in number 6. That does not factor in this past week's episode, so I'm very interested to see what this past week's episode will do to its rating. Ruby Ice Queendom. I forgot that the show's actually been in the top 10. I am surprised anyone likes it, because I'm enjoying it so far. It's had its woes, and it's not a top 10 really to me, but it's nice to see that people are watching it. And number 7. And the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting is a re-entry in number 8. Anime Trending, thank you so much for all of you voting here. Y'all understand quality. Good job. Engage Kiss is another one that has been enjoyable, and certain weeks it is a number 10. It is a top 10. Other weeks not so much, but I will accept Engage being here. Engage in number 9. Engage Kiss is in number 9. And Danmachi, a new entry into the top 10 list. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon season 4? Came in the top 10, right at the number 10 spot. Damn, I like the anime trending ratings more than I did Anime Corner this week. I guess that's just the way it goes sometimes. But again, I hope your shows made the top 10 or whatever rating board you watch. And if it did not make the top 10, I hope you all are getting everything you possibly could want out of this season. So with that said, I'm going to fix this screen, because this screen is all messed up right now. And when I come back, we are going to start the 8th episode reaction to Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 2. Alright guys, and we're back. We're going to go ahead and kick right in now. This is episode 8 of Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 2. The title of the episode is Youth and Girlfriend. And let's go ahead and get this maybe decent reaction started in 3, 2, 1. Please leave, disperse, and fix your phone. Look at my girl. You don't deserve her. Oh, she apologized. Honestly, you said what we all felt, and I'm proud of you for that. Honestly, thank goodness. Let it be that way. Yeah, Ruka did for you what you should have done the whole damn time. Ugh. It took my best girl to fix your problem. Oh my god. She'd do even better if she wasn't messing with you, quite frankly. Ruka is honestly having a really good season. Oh damn, she is on screen, even though someone told me that she wouldn't be back on screen again. Why am I looking at her? Hey, person who told me she wouldn't be on screen anymore, why I see her face? Freaking stalker. Now she gonna stalk his freaking, his grandma, whoever it was, his family? Trifling. Oh? Oh boy, she's regular now! She's not a rookie anymore. Look at that. Making it in the world. That makes sense. I mean, you have no choice since you just want to sit here and renting instead of actually just confessing your freaking feelings. You wouldn't have to worry about any of this. You won't do it. You won't ask her for nothing more. You won't do anything. You don't have. After I just said I'm gonna give him an opportunity to be decent this episode, I will give him you know what? I'm gonna give Kazuya a chance. Impress me this episode, Kazuya. Impress me, please. The opening song, it's grown a little bit for me. I still like season 1 better, but I will say 8 episodes in, I'm finally starting to like this song. What did you request, and why are you look like that? Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. And in fairness, Shizuru looks good in everything, but I mean, that is a fantasy that some people want. That's not the stupidest thing you've done. Yeah. I mean, of course you can, my girl. Probably not. You're probably going to mess us all up, but let's see. I mean, oh, you actually made a compliment that didn't take 3 minutes? Okay. Progress. Can you please continue walking with her on this grand date? Yes, you've put this together for all of us before. Thank you very much. Please carry on with the date. We know that she's smoking hot. I know this. She is hot. We've all established this. You could have her together every day if you stop messing around. I'm being a whole weird. Exactly. I'm with you, my girl. What are you doing? Please move on. Do you now? Aren't you a bold one? Don't flake out now. He said, I'm about to get this extra 1,000 worth. And now you walk up. Bruh, just hold her hand normal. And even if she was going somewhere, she's just going to head back home where you both live. He's literally going to relive his high school thing that he wanted. Is this man actually fulfilling multiple things in one episode without hiding behind a tree or something? What is going on here? Ruka came in and had to save things in the show, and now he's trying to be somewhat normal. Yeah, it's fine. At least you, I guess, tried. The hell was that? Like, just. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you would act a little more normal. Like, just eat it. And she more or less is cooperating throughout this entire thing. So, my man, just go for it. I mean, you've been a colossal idiot for most of this show, but I guess you're like 5% improving right now. Hey, sue me! That's still in the wrong show, but I love her so much. Uh, and you would loudly say that. Honestly, the only one that caused a disaster would be you. Oh, did she see them or not? I wonder. Or is it a present for? Oh boy. Because we did have the scene that happened in their last segment when them two went on a date. Why do you look like that? Who is this guy? You don't even look the same. I I mean, might as well just choose the couple one, my dude. I mean, you're supposed to be on a date. Can we not be? Oh, yeah, just choose the. Like, I'm just saying, just choose the couple one. Stop being a weirdo. You're actually doing, I guess, decent right now. Why is your face that way? Oh, oh my goodness. Yo, this machine is setting people up. Setting people up. This man ain't gonna survive much longer. Can you just Bro, the machine's gonna start counting down! Why? Just. Like, I'm trying to give you kudos, my dude, because you've actually made it through a list this episode. Come on, my dude. Wrap your arms. Wrap your arms. You're getting there. If only you knew. Now, please hug. Yo. Yo. Chizuru, my girl. Oh, no, she was. Oh, she was. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hold on a damn moment. Y'all know we ain't going nowhere with no kiss. You wouldn't. You. Oh. That's easy enough to do. That's. I guess it'll work. That'll work. That'll work. We'll take it. Whatever. We'll take it. It's fine. We're 5 seasons too early for a real kiss. What? Oh boy! Oh, he's not gonna get the photos. Damn. We've actually made it through 3 things on a list. I'm surprised we got through even one in 24 minutes. Man, I guess we have matured. Let me not say that too soon. Um, 60. And in fairness, I will say that Chizuru seems to be trying really hard here too. Have a seat. I mean, you've already done the thing with the picture, so it's gonna be fine now. Dude, you are already up in the photo thing, my dude. It's fine. Just be normal. Sit. Be comfortable. Be normal. I don't even think she'd care. Fuck it. I just. Well, Chizuru did really good most of this episode, but the moment you did that. Yeah, she didn't mean to, but that's just natural reaction right there. And I give it to Chizuru because she pretty much accepted mostly everything else that you proposed this episode. So it's cool. It happens. Yes, it's called a. Just say sorry about that and continue on with the date. Oh. That would be really awkward. You don't do that. Come on. I guess even Kazuya wouldn't do something like that. Oh, well. Excuse me? Oh, okay. No. I'm pretty confident that she meant that two ways. Oh, no. Yeah, because I don't think he got any of the pictures from the thing, so. Oh my god. Oh? God, stop being so loud all the time. That's good for you. Look at this. Wow, and they just casually held hands multiple times here this episode and everything. Oh, she is not doing well over there. I think she's internally struggling right now. Honestly, just be normal and supportive of what she's doing. That's the best thing you can do. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, so we might actually get a three-way conflict there between the two. Okay, so thoughts. It wasn't for the third consecutive week. It was not an awful episode, and now that that's the third episode that wasn't awful, and we've had 8 episodes so far. That means that almost half of the season has been decent. So I think I'll give another boost from 6 to 6.5 out of 10 for now. Um, Keeping into reality that the highest score that this show would ever be able to achieve in a single season would be a 7. Um, Booze and Girlfriend, we got to see him really look out for Chizuru in a way that, because she was facing a lot of peer pressure there. Ex and Girlfriend, we got to see Ruka put on an absolutely phenomenal performance in protecting who is, at least at the current moment, her real boyfriend, while putting mommy trash in her place. And in Youth and Girlfriend, we got to watch a date that was more or less organized and put together by none other than Kazuya, in which a vast majority of the date went okay. Obviously, you can tell that there are moments where I still get very upset and irritated with him with decisions, but comparing that irritation in the first 4 to 5 episodes compared to how I felt in the 6th, 7th, and 8th episode, there is a marginal improvement at work here. So I will confess that despite how insufferable he tends to get and was starting to get during places here and there during this episode, it was not awful. And it might have been primarily too because Chizuru actually has mellowed. Like if you think about her in the earlier stages, she's mellowing now. She's actually casually talking now. I mean, you saw on the Ferris wheel, casual conversation. She is able to let her guard down a lot more. And honestly, it is starting to feel more like natural dates, slowly but surely, when he's not just gawking at her every freaking. I mean, here's the thing: it's perfectly fine to absolutely admire your girl. I mean, we all do it because when you're in the presence of something that's beautiful, that's what you do. But there's the adult way of doing that normally, and then there's his way of doing it, which he acts like he's 14 going on 15, and it just kind of gets irritating to me, who is obviously a bit older, seeing that on screen, since I know we're dealing with adults. But despite any gripes that I had about that, I will admit that it was not awful. His performance was not awful this episode. Chizuru did magnificent. She was absolutely stunning, as she always is. And I acknowledge her efforts in this date to at least try to make him as comfortable as possible so that his game plan didn't turn into a complete disaster. So, very nice. And then, of course, we got to see Sumi again, which I'm wondering how we're going to deal with that, because we know Sumi's starting to feel a little something, even though we barely ever truly interacted with Sumi outside of one full episode in season 1 and one full episode here in season 2. And while we did see Mommy at the very start, again, one of my friends said that we won't really be seeing Mommy again for the rest of the season, and it'd be nice to just not ever see her again. So, the show could do me a favor and just not show me Mommy anymore. But I also know that if we do see Mommy, that means that the show will not progress. Because she has to be on screen for the show to progress. Well, then again, though, Ruka might have just taken that helm a little bit, being that she was also able to move things forward by making the grand declaration that she did in the last episode by putting mommy trash in her place. So, all in all, a decent episode. I can't believe I'm sitting here saying this. Maybe a 7, 7.5 for the episode. It wasn't awful. It wasn't awful. So, if they can find a way to start slowly but surely showing greater maturity with Kazuya and his personality, and if Chizuru continues to kind of mellow in her own emotions, because she's softening up big time. I think it's really the biggest frustration for us as the viewers with this show, and as it's always been, is since his stunt at the end of season 1, she has pretty much opened up the full door for a full confession from him. She was willing to do everything except do lip-to-lip interaction in this episode with the kiss, and that shows that the doorway is there. All he has to do is turn the knob. But unfortunately, we know that this is still Kazuya we're talking about, and we definitely won't be getting to that at least this season, and we'll probably have to wait for a season 3 to see if we ever get to that point. And what really interests me right now, since I know how far the manga, the light novel, is in comparison to the anime, it really interests me if they're going to start skipping certain things, because season 3s always tend to seem like, and I know I'm talking a little prematurely assuming that there's going to be a season 3 to this show, but season 3s, even as something as completely catastrophic and messy as this show is, season 3 always tends to be the defining season for romances that last, that don't get resolved in a single season. Oregaru is my most recent one, which for those of you that may not know, Oregaru, my teen snafu, that is actually one of my most enjoyed rom-coms I've ever watched. I loved it. I loved how they arranged the 3 seasons up to that monumental moment that we got to see between Yukino, that we got to see between the gang as they wrapped up that story. And so with this show, while this show will never even remotely be able to be close to touching the master level presentation that was in My Teen Romantic, I want to see our time watching this show end up being worth it. I want to see maturity and I want to see growth. And by the end of this season, since we know we won't see a real confession, I just want to see Kazuya finally manning up, doing more things like what he did this episode, softening himself up, understanding he's not 14, 15, and just treat Chizuru like a woman. Treat her with respect, be there for her when she needs that support, hold her hand if she needs that. Obviously, I get there's going to be weirded out here and there, but you need to set the precedent of the type of man that you want to be, because clearly in this I could tell that was really a real date to her, even if no one will ever admit that, and even if she won't admit that. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts on this, and all things considered, I didn't have to throw anything this episode. Anytime you don't have to throw anything or yell about anything, it's a good episode for this type of show. So that is my reaction. This was a long video, primarily because I bought back the weekly rating. If you did watch this entire video, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope your favorite show made top 10 this week. And I hope you enjoyed the episode this week to Rent a Girlfriend. Not bad. Not bad at all. If you did like the reaction and like the episode, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel and the video. If you want to first be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. So next week is going to be a little messy, and by a little, a lot. We got to see a lot of maturity here, and I feel like we're about to see a lot of immaturity the next episode. Episode 9 is titled Kiss and Girlfriend, and I am back on regular schedule for all my reactions. So until that reaction, catch you later.